über Bach erzählen. I'm about to tell you something about Bach and family. Wurde geboren in Eisenach 1685. Bach was born in 1685 in Eisenach. And he was baptized in the church in der Marksberg, in der Georgenkirche, wurde er getauft am Marktplatz. Er hat die Schule besucht, Bach attended the school in Eisenach. And Martin Luther also attended the Schule vor Bach. Luther war ja auch Schüler etwa 200 Jahre vor Bach. Bach's parents died very early. Die Eltern sind früh gestorben. Bach's mother died in 1694. And his father, Johann Ambrosius Bach, he was a town musician in Eisenach. He died in 1695. Die Mutter ist 1694 gestorben, der Vater 1695, der Ambrosius. Bach moved to Ordorf to his oldest brother, Johann Christoph Bach, and he taught him to play the organ. Der Bruder hat ihm das Orgelspiel beigebracht. At first, I'd like to play a little organ for you. An organ with 147 pipes and 3 stops. Der Organ hat 147 Pfeifen, 3 Register. And the organist had to pump the bellows for wind himself. Der Organist muss selber pumpen hier mit einem Pedal. Wenn es ein bisschen klar ist, das Pedal für den Wind. Und ich spiele natürlich Musik von Bach. It's the music of Johann Sebastian Bach for you. Pastorale. The organ is 270 years old, er war 270 Jahre alt. The other organ is over 300 years old, er war über 300 Jahre alt. And the organ is 275, twice that. And for many years the organ was in Weimar. Bach was also an organ in Weimar. Ein Organ from 1650, etwa 1650 gebaut. And the organ in Weimar, in der Nähe von Weimar auch. And you have to pump the bellows for wind. If you want to listen to the little organ, one of you have to do this to pump for the wind. Who wants to try? Wer möchte es probieren? Ein bisschen Wind machen hier für die Orgel. Meistens Männer. You want to try it? Okay? Only slow. Arnstadt in 1703, he was 18 years old. Mit 18 Jahren hat er die Stätte in Arnstadt bekommen. And when you see Dietrich Buxtehude, famous organist and composer, einen berühmten Orgelmeister Buxtehude besucht, Bach wanted to listen to the great evening courses in Lübeck, wollte die Musik hören, and maybe also wanted a job at Buxtehude, wirklich nochmal die Stelle auch haben, because there was an important condition. The organist who wants a job had to marry the daughter of Buxtehude, and Bach preferred that. Er wollte nicht die Tochter heiraten von Buxtehude und ist dann nach Mühlhausen gegangen. Bach moved to Mühlhausen in 1707 and he married Maria Barbara Bach. Die Maria Barbara geheiratet. She was a daughter of Johann Michael Bach. He was also a good musician, composer, one of his many relatives, eine Verwandte, eine Cousine, zweite Grades. In Dornheim wurden sie getraut. The marriage took place in Dornheim. And Dornheim is a little village near Arnstadt, also in Thuringia. Thüringen, Dornheim. And Bach composed his first cantatas in Mühlhausen. Die ersten Kantaten sind entstanden. And in 1708 he moved to Weimar. He composed many organ works, many cantatas in Weimar. Viele Kantaten und Orgelwerke sind in Weimar entstanden. But Bach wanted to become a court musiker. Er wollte Hofkapellmeister werden. He moved to Köthen and composed many works for the harpsichord. Vieles für das Cembalo entstanden in dieser Zeit. Ein kleines Cembalo ist ein Spinett. Spinett is a little harpsichord. This is a beautiful instrument of Johann Heinrich Silbermann. Das ist ein schönes Silbermann-Spinett. The Spinett is around 260 years old. And I play the music of the wohltemperte Klavier, das wohltemperierte Klavier. Das ist eine Sammlung von Prälude und Fugen. The wohltemperte Klavier is a collection of Paulius and Fugues and Johann Wasser. Spinett is around 206 years old, and Bach also liked to play the clavichord. Bach hat gerne Clavichord gespielt. The soft sound of the clavichord is produced by bass strings, by the harpsichord, the Spinett, the clavichord flaxus strings. Tremolo zupft und bei der Clavichord ist eingeschlagen vor der Klavier. And I play some music of Bach for you with our clavichord. The instrument here is around 250 years old. Ganz leise. Clavichord. children to sleep, but die Kinder schlafen. Bach had 7 children with his first wife, Maria Barbara Bach, but Maria Barbara died in 1720. Maria Barbara, 1720 gestorben. Bach married Anna Magdalena Wilke in 1721. And he had 13 children with Anna Magdalena, but many children died early. Viele von den 20 Kindern sind früh gestorben. And he had 4 famous sons, 4 berühmte Söhne. Friedemann and Karl Philipp Emanuel Bach, was his first wife, Johann Christoph Friedrich, and Johann Christian Bach was the second wife. And you can see a family tree later in our exhibition. And in 1723, he started in Leipzig. And Thomas Kantor in Leipzig, and Bach composed his great works in Leipzig, St. Masses Passion, St. John's Passion, the Christmas Oratorium, das Weihnachtsoratorium, Johannes, Matthäus Passion, sind in Leipzig. Bach also composed some works for lute, and we have a beautiful lute on the showcase in the corner. In der Ecke hängt eine schöne Laute, and that plays the music flute with a harpsichord. Spielt ein kleines Lautenstück auf dem Cembalo. Here we have a lute star, and so the sound is like a lute, and it's a Laute. Two keyboards, and you can change the sound after the Klang panel and play basically for more sound. This is a copy of an instrument of 75, and Bach played an instrument like this one. Dies ein nachgebautes Cembalo-Kopie. Bach played keyboard instruments, and he also liked to play string instruments. Er konnte auch Streichinstrumente spielen. Here we have some beautiful string instruments. For instance, the viola da gamba of Johann Christian Hoffmann. And Johann Christian Hoffmann, he was a friend of Bach in Leipzig. Johann Christian Hoffmann war mit Bach befreundet in der Leipziger Zeit. Hier wurde die viola da gamba in 1725. You have more strings, And your frets and Bach composed solo works für die Viola da Gamba, and he uses in his cantatas. Kantaten haben die eingesetzt, einige Sonaten komponiert für die Gamba. And this is a Viola d'Amore with 12 strings. You have 6 strings to play and 6 strings for resonance. And Bach used the Viola d'Amore in the St. John's Passion. Die Johannes-Passion hat die eingesetzt, Viola d'Amore. The instrument is over 300 years old. And a special instrument is also the violoncello piccolo. A little cello with 5 strings. Ein kleines Cello mit 5 Saiten. Bach uses in different cantatas. And he also used the violino piccolo, higher tuned, and Bach uses in the first of the Brandenburg concertos. Im ersten der Brandenburgischen Konzerte eingesetzt. Bach died in 1750 in Leipzig, and he composed his great works in Leipzig, the Messe in D minor, the Art of Food, the Goldberg Orations, and he goes into more music of Bach in the exhibition upstairs in the new building. You can see a special exhibition in the neighbor house. If you go upstairs, you can see more about the living stations of Bach. Oben sehen Sie einiges zum Lebensweg. The exhibition is in German and also in English. And you can see musical manuscripts and Bach borders in the new building. The old Bachhaus is over 550 years old. Das alte Bachhaus ist über 550 Jahre alt. It has been in the museum since 1907. The new building is from 2007. Das neue Haus ist 2007 dazugekommen. Das alte gilt seit 1907 als Museum. If you go in the little garden, you can see a beautiful half-timbered house and Bach's father. He lived for some years in the house. Im Garten sieht man das Handwerkhaus, weil der Vater zunächst gewohnt hat. And Bach's father played the cornetto with red and leather, with holes like a flute, and a mouthpiece like a trumpet. In Bach's time, you only have the natural trumpets without valves. Damals gab es nur Naturtrompeten, Naturhörner ohne Ventile und auf solchen Zinken hat der Vater zum Beispiel gespielt. Und wenn Sie Fragen haben zu den Instrumenten zu Bach, können Sie auch gerne zu mir kommen. If you have questions, you can ask me. I wish a good time here in Eisenach. Ich wünsche eine schöne Zeit hier in Eisenach und sage auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Wir sind einen schönen Tag. Thank you.